Over the last few years, almost everyone in the market wanted an SUV, no matter how fake it was. Such was the obsession over SUVs that hatchbacks on stilts were sold as compact SUVs. Between this, comfortable and sporty sedans became an almost forgotten segment, and car makers kept pulling out of this space. But now something is changing, and sedans are making a comeback, and that too with some promising and purpose-built ones. One such car is the Volkswagen Virtus. While its name might not sound exciting, the car itself is definitely exciting to look at. The big question though is that is it good enough to spark emotions in the minds and hearts of buyers to ditch that pseudo SUV and go for it instead? It's a tall hill to climb, and we are driving this car to find out if it has enough oomph factor to step into the battlefield and come out victorious. Or will it be one of the many other sedans to die a forgetful death? Let's find out. Now, sedan is all about comfort and performance, and let's talk about the performance first for the Virtus. And as far as the versions are concerned, you can go in either for a 1 litre petrol engine or a 1.5 litre petrol engine. The 1 litre develops 115 PS, whereas the 1.51 gives you an exciting 150 PS of power. Now, we've driven both the cars. Right now I'm driving the 1 litre version, and this is the car that you would need for pretty much your any daily needs that you might have, doing your daily city run, getting to the office, taking your family out, going out on the highways. This car does it all. 1 litre, some people might think that might be underpowered, it might just not be enough for a car that is the longest in its segment, the widest in its segment. But surprisingly, the 1 litre still does the job pretty well. You can easily get up to speeds in higher triple digit speeds with ease. The car does not complain. There is a manual gearbox to choose from, but we are driving the automatic one. This one gets a torque converter and the gearbox works fine. It's paired well to the engine. The shifts are seamless, and as a result of that, you get a very good driving experience. You also get these paddle shifters, and of course, put all of that together and you add to it a little dollop of refinement, and what you get is a sedan that is fun to drive, but at the same time, if you are being chauffeur driven or if you're taking a family around, it is also comfortable and refined. So it gives you that proper sedan experience out and out. And the more exciting, the 1.5 litre engine, well, that is for those who love driving, who want a car that is fast, that is exciting, and that really plasters a big smile after every drive. And that's exactly what the 1.5 litre version in the GT guys does. It of course looks a little different from the standard version. It looks sportier, even inside the cabin. Everything's pretty much the same, but there are some subtle changes. The GT gets an all black interior, whereas the 1 litre version has a dual tone interior. Also, if you look at the instrument cluster, the infotainment screen, in the 1 litre you have a blue theme, whereas in the GT, you've got a red theme, and that just again goes very well with the sporty nature and the positioning of the car. In terms of performance, the 1.5 is absolutely phenomenal. Give it the beans and the car just leaps ahead with a sense of urgency. It goes around well. The acceleration is very impressive. You can get from 0 to 100 in under 10 seconds, and for a car of this size and weight, that's very impressive. Show the Virtus GT some corners, and again, it is more than happy to go around them at a fair pace. The handling on the Virtus is impressive. There is a bit of a body roll, but everything stays under control, and the grip that you get, the overall mechanical grip, is just phenomenal. And that's what makes this car so much fun to drive. You can push the car. In the 1.5 GT version, it goes fast in a straight line, it goes fast around corners, it also has good brakes. The steering gives you, again, a decent amount of feedback, and when you put all of this together, you get a car that is thoroughly enjoyable. And for all the purists out there who are considering the 1.5, well, the good news is that the DSG is available with this engine and it works like a DSG should. So that just adds to the overall driving experience. So now that I've already been telling you about how sporty the car is and how nicely it handles around corners, it's stable at high speed, how does it fare in terms of ride quality? And the simple answer to that is it is a comfortable car and it gives you again good ride quality. The suspension is set slightly towards the firmer side, but that doesn't really take away anything from the comfortable experience. Once you get going, you get at a decent speed, that's where the suspension does a really good job. And the good thing about the slightly firm setup is that when you're at speed on the highway, there is less movement inside the car, and that just adds to the overall comfortable experience. So that was about the driving part, but now let's talk about the cabin. And the cabin, like I said, for both the cars, the 1 liter and the 1.5 liter, it's pretty much the same except some subtle changes, and it's a good cabin to be in. It is all built together in a very nice way. The dash looks nice, and the star here is the infotainment screen, which is, it's got a very nice, neat design. It's easy to operate. The touch response is good. Visibility is good even under direct sunlight. And the instrument cluster, again, that is something that really looks cool and works well. It's got loads of information. You can customize the way it looks. You can change or toggle between the displays, and all of it again gives you very good information and it looks cool also at the same time. The build quality inside the cabin is good, and if you look at overall the design and the layout, again, that also is nice. In terms of features too, the Virtus again is pretty loaded. You get an electrically operated sunroof, you get ventilated seats, you get a wireless charger. So all of that is there in terms of practicality and storage space. Also, again, the door pockets are fairly large. You can easily put more than a 1 liter bottle in these. And again, in terms of cabin storage space, there is a lot of storage space all around. Moving to the rear seat, well, the rear seat, again, like I said, it's the longest car in the segment, and that shows once you get to the rear seat. There's ample knee room and leg room. Headroom is good. The seat itself is quite nice. It's slightly firm, has got good cushioning, and again, the under thigh support too is good. The backrest angle is also nice. So as a result of that, if you're looking at the Virtus from a family usage perspective, or even if you want to be chauffeur driven, again, the Virtus does strike the right chords. So these are all the hits, but there are some misses too. For a car that is being positioned as a premium sedan, and it's coming from a premium brand such as Volkswagen, I would have really liked if the driver's seat at least was electrically adjustable. The other miss is that the camera quality, when you factor in the camera quality for the reverse situation, well, again, that is something that can be improved. For a car, again, that's premium, I would have preferred if at least the camera had better resolution. Also, a 360-degree camera would have helped. But then again, it's not that bad, and these are not things that will really make a big difference to the overall experience. But yes, it would have been better to have them. And that finally brings us to the way the Virtus looks, the exterior design, and it looks pretty damn cool. I find it to be one of the coolest looking sedans in the market today, and definitely the best looking sedan when you talk about the segment that's sub 20 lakh rupees. It's got the typical Volkswagen clean and timeless styling. It resembles a lot to the Jetta, which is a good thing. And if you look at the overall design, it looks sporty, but at the same time, it doesn't look loud. It just looks elegant. It looks sophisticated, and that's exactly what you would expect from a Volkswagen sedan. In terms of visual differentiation between the 1.5 GT and the 1 liter variant, well, the 1.5 GT again has been given some touches that give it a bit more sportiness. It's got red calipers, it's got a lip spoiler at the boot, and it also has the GT badging, and it's got blacked out alloys, as a result of which it looks a little bit menacing. And the 1 liter itself, 1 liter looks clean, it looks very sophisticated, and overall I quite like the way the Virtus looks, and I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate this design. So now that we've already told you everything you wanted to know about the Volkswagen Virtus, both in the 1.5 litre GT version as well as the 1 litre automatic version, now it's time to answer the big question. Is the Virtus good enough to make a place for itself in a segment that is full of SUVs, especially for SUVs? Well, the simple answer to that is yes, why not? Because unlike many of those pseudo SUVs, the Virtus is a proper sedan. It stands true to being a thoroughly good sedan. It looks good, it's comfortable, it has a good set of features, it's good to drive, it's fun to drive, and all of that makes the Virtus a very good car. But the one missing piece in this entire puzzle is the price, and that's probably one of the most important pieces in this puzzle. Now the prices haven't been announced yet, they will be on June 9th. And when that happens, Volkswagen has to be careful that they need to price the Virtus comparatively. Even though the Virtus is a great car, it's a great package, Volkswagen has to be very careful with the pricing. It's a sedan segment, again a segment that is making its mark back, it's clawing its way back into the market. So competitiveness is the key here. The car is good, it's just the price that needs to be better.